Life has a cruel way of testing you. Sometimes it's not strangers, but the very people you love who try to break you. They doubt your worth, mock your dreams, and secretly wait for you to fail. But here's the truth. Your strength isn't proven in comfort. It's revealed in chaos. If you've ever been broken, betrayed, or underestimated, stay with me till the end. Because what I'm about to share will remind you why nothing can destroy you. And if you believe in rising stronger every day, make sure you hit subscribe because this message is for you. Life will test you in ways you never imagined. Sometimes, the people who try to break you won't be strangers, but the very ones you trusted, the ones you let close to your heart. They will doubt you, mock your dreams, and sometimes even betray you. And in those moments, you'll feel like the ground beneath you is slipping away. But here's the truth. You are stronger than every attempt to shatter you. The strength that lives within you is not fragile. It is forged from every tear you've shed, every disappointment you've faced, every failure you've turned into fuel. The world has this strange habit of underestimating those who carry quiet resilience. People often confuse kindness with weakness, patience with powerlessness, and humility with surrender. But when others try to break you, when they push you to your limits, that is when your inner fire is truly revealed. You must remember that every challenge is an invitation to rise, not to collapse. When someone tries to bring you down, they are not defining your worth. They are simply exposing the weight of their own insecurities. Your job is not to absorb that negativity, but to let it bounce off the armor of your strength. Strength is not about never falling apart. It is about refusing to stay broken. There will be moments when you cry yourself to sleep, moments when you question your path, moments when you wonder if fighting is even worth it. That is natural. But staying strong is not about pretending to be unshakable. It's about standing back up with trembling hands, gathering your shattered pieces, and building yourself again, stronger, sharper, and wiser than before. You see, people will always talk, they will always criticize. If you rise too high, they'll call you arrogant. If you stay silent, they'll call you weak. If you dare to dream, they'll call you unrealistic. But none of these words hold power over you unless you give them permission. Your power lies in your refusal to be defined by voices that do not understand your journey. You were not put on this earth to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's idea of acceptable. You were put here to live boldly, to shine unapologetically, to become a force that refuses to be broken. Think about a diamond. Do you know how it's created? Through immense pressure, through heat, through conditions that seem impossible to survive. And yet it emerges, unbreakable, brilliant, and rare. That's what adversity does to you. The people who try to break you are simply applying pressure. But you have a choice, to crumble like dust or to emerge like a diamond. Every insult, every rejection, every betrayal, it's pressure molding you, shaping you into something extraordinary. And remember, not everyone who smiles at you wants the best for you. Some will cheer for your failures louder than they celebrate your wins. That is why it's crucial to build strength, not from external validation, but from within. The strongest people are not those who never get hurt. They are the ones who find the courage to heal themselves, even when no one else believes in them. Stay strong when others try to break you, because their attempt says nothing about you, but everything about them. Strength also means restraint. When you're attacked, the instinct is to fight back, to scream, to prove them wrong. But true strength often lies in silence, in the grace to rise above the noise, in the discipline to keep walking forward even when your heart aches. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. It's knowing that your success, your growth, your undeniable rise will speak louder than any argument ever could. The best revenge is not anger, it's becoming untouchable. You must also understand this. Being strong doesn't mean being alone. Even the strongest warriors need allies, need love, need safe spaces where they can be vulnerable. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, not those who secretly celebrate your pain. Seek out voices that remind you of your worth when your own mind begins to forget it. No one stays strong forever without support. True resilience is knowing when to lean, when to ask for help, and when to allow yourself to rest. The attempts to break you will come in waves. Sometimes it will be words, sometimes actions, sometimes silence, sometimes indifference. But every time it comes, stand firm in who you are. Do not bend to please. Do not shrink to fit. Do not surrender your fire because it makes others uncomfortable. Your existence is not meant to make others feel safe. It is meant to make you feel alive. And when the storm passes, and it always does, you look back and realize that every attempt to break you was actually a step toward your evolution. Each scar will tell a story of resilience. Each tear will become proof of your survival. Each heartbreak will show you the strength of your spirit. Staying strong is not a single act. It's a lifelong commitment. It's a vow to yourself that no matter how much they try to dim your light, you will keep burning brighter. So the next time someone doubts you, let their doubt be the fuel that ignites your determination. The next time someone betrays you, let their betrayal remind you of your own loyalty to yourself. The last update. Next time someone tries to tear you down, let their effort only prove how high you've already risen. Staying strong is not about denying the pain. It's about refusing to let pain define your story. You are not fragile glass that shatters when dropped. You are steel. You may bend, you may burn, but you will never break. And every person who tried to destroy you will one day realize that they were never fighting against your weakness. They were up against your strength all along. And every person who tried to destroy you will one day realize that they were never fighting against your weakness. They were up against your strength all along. Because strength is not loud, it does not always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet endurance, the ability to breathe through the chaos, to stay rooted when storms are tearing everything around you apart. Think about the tallest trees. They don't grow in comfort. They grow in winds, in storms, in seasons of drought and rain. Their roots dig deeper, not when the weather is easy, but when it is harsh. That's exactly how life works for you. Your roots grow stronger every time someone tries to break you. Every attempt against you becomes an opportunity to plant yourself even deeper into your truth, into your vision, into your unshakable spirit. What many people don't realize is that those who try to break you are often acting from fear. Fear of your potential, fear of your confidence, fear of the light you carry. Weak people are threatened by strength, insecure people are threatened by ambition, and bitter hearts are threatened by joy. When they attack you, it is not because you are too small, but because you are too big for the cages they want to keep you in. Never let someone else's fear become your limitation. Staying strong when others try to break you requires a choice every single day. A choice to not let bitterness consume you. A choice. Say to not let anger eat away at your peace. A choice to stand tall even when your knees are shaking. People will push you, and sometimes life itself will feel like it's pushing you to the edge. But that edge is not where you fall. It's where you learn to fly. The greatest versions of yourself will always be born at the edge of breaking. You will face rejection, maybe in your career, maybe in love, maybe from people you thought would always stand by you. That rejection will sting, it will burn, and it will tempt you to believe you are not good enough. But rejection is not the universe shutting a door on you. It's the universe redirecting you towards something bigger, something better, something aligned with your purpose. Stay strong in those moments. Do not allow the no of one person to silence the yes that destiny has already written for you. You will encounter betrayal. Someone you trusted might turn their back on you, might try to tarnish your name, might leave you bleeding emotionally when you least expect it. That betrayal can cut deeper than any physical wound. But strength is not about pretending it doesn't hurt. It's about using that pain as a lesson. Betrayal teaches you who deserves your loyalty and who does not. Betrayal teaches you that you can stand even without the ones you thought you needed. It sharpens your intuition, it strengthens your boundaries, and it pushes you to rely on the one person who will never leave you, you. There will also be times when the people trying to break you are not loud enemies but silent doubters. The ones who smile politely but never truly believe in you. The ones who think your dreams are too big, your goals too unrealistic, your path too untraditional. Their doubt will echo in your mind, making you question if maybe they are right. But remember this, vision is personal. No one else has to see it because it was not given to them. It was given to you. Stay strong enough to carry your dream even when no one else claps for it. Stay strong enough to keep building even when the foundation feels shaky. Every empire begins with a single brick, and sometimes you will be the only one laying it. Strength is also about patience. There will be seasons when nothing seems to be working, when doors don't open, when opportunities pass you by, when you're working harder than ever, but the results are nowhere in sight. That is the testing ground of strength. Can you stay committed even when it feels like the world has forgotten you? Can you keep showing up when no one is watching? Because those seasons of invisibility are where greatness is born. They are shaping you, preparing you, molding you quietly. And when your time comes, the world will not see the struggle, but you will know the strength it took to survive it. You must also learn the art of forgiveness, not because those who hurt you deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Letting go is not weakness. It is the ultimate strength. It says, you tried to break me, but you do not control me. You may have scarred me, but you will not define me. Forgiveness is freedom, and freedom is power. The beauty of strength is that it is contagious. When you stay strong in the face of cruelty, others watching you will learn they can do the same. You will inspire someone else to rise when they were about to give up. You will give hope to someone who thought they were alone in their struggle. And without even realizing it, your strength will ripple outward, becoming a force that changes lives beyond your own. That is why it is so important to keep going, to not let yourself be broken, because your strength might be the very thing someone else needs to survive. Staying strong does not mean never questioning yourself. There will be days when you doubt, when your confidence shakes, when you wonder if you are truly cut out for this. But the difference between those who break and those who rise is not the absence of doubt, but the refusal to let doubt win. Strength is choosing to believe in yourself even when it feels impossible. It's whispering to yourself, I can, even when every voice around you says, you can't. Think about every time you thought you couldn't make it, every time you thought it was over, every time you thought you wouldn't survive the pain. Yet here you are. You survived it all. That alone is proof of your strength. That alone is reason enough to keep going. If you could endure the pain of yesterday, you can handle the trials of today. And if you can handle today, then tomorrow is already yours. Do not mistake gentleness for weakness. Do not mistake compassion for fragility. Some of the strongest souls walk with the softest hearts. The strength to love in a world that often tries to harden you is perhaps the rarest strength of all. When others try to break you, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is choose love over hate, kindness over cruelty, hope over despair. Not because it is easy, but because it is transformative. Your journey will not be free of scars. In fact, the more you rise, the more scars you will carry. But do not hide them. Scars are not symbols of brokenness. They are medals of survival. They are proof that you were tested, that you were wounded, and that you still came out standing. Show your scars with pride, because they tell the story of a fighter who refused to stay down. And one day when you look back, you will see that those who tried to break you were actually the reason you became unbreakable. They were the pressure that created your strength, the storm that taught you endurance, the shadow that made your light shine brighter. Their attempts to destroy you became the very foundation of your resilience. So stay strong, not because it's easy, not because you don't feel pain, not because you don't sometimes want to give up. Stay strong because you owe it to yourself, because your life deserves it, because your dreams are worth it. Stay strong because every time you rise, you prove to the world and to yourself that nothing and no one has the power to break you. So stay strong, not because it's easy, not because you don't feel pain, not because you don't sometimes want to give up. Stay strong because you owe it to yourself, because your life deserves it, because your dreams are worth it. Stay strong because every time you rise, you prove to the world and to yourself that nothing and no one has the power to break you. Strength is not just physical. It is deeply emotional, spiritual, and mental. It is the decision to get up every morning and choose hope over despair, purpose over distraction, and courage over fear. When others try to break you, they are often counting on the idea that you will fold under pressure, that you will surrender your light in the face of their shadows. But strength means proving them wrong, not through words, but through resilience. Every breath you take, every step you continue to make in the direction of your dreams is a statement that their efforts have failed. There will be nights when you feel the weight of the world pressing so heavily against your chest that even breathing feels like an act of defiance. On those nights, you will question your worth, your place in the world, and whether you are capable of enduring another day. But those nights are the exact training ground where strength is born. Strength is not forged in comfort, it is forged in discomfort. It is born in the moments when you push through pain, when you find one more ounce of energy, even when you are certain you have none left, when you rise even after your spirit whispers that it would be easier to stay down. And the beauty of staying strong is that it is not about perfection. You do not have to always have it all together. You do not have to always smile through the pain. True strength is messy. It cries, it breaks, it doubts, but it refuses to give up. Strength is not the absence of struggle. It is the refusal to let struggle win. That is what makes you powerful. That is what makes you unstoppable. You must understand that staying strong when others try to break you is not only about surviving, it's about transforming. Every trial, every wound, every attack can either leave you bitter or make you better. The choice is yours. Strength is choosing to let adversity refine you rather than define you. It is choosing to rise as a more powerful version of yourself rather than allowing the negativity of others to dictate your story. Think about the great achievers of the world, the people who have left their mark in history. None of them rose without resistance. Every single one of them had critics, enemies, people who laughed at their vision, people who doubted their ability, people who tried to crush their spirit. And yet, they stayed strong. Not because the road was smooth, but because their inner conviction was stronger than the voices that tried to break them. And if they could, so can you. You carry the same potential, the same fire, the same capacity for greatness. The only question is whether you will stay strong long enough for that greatness to unfold. There is also something magical about strength. It changes how you see the world. When you have faced battles and survived them, when you have been tried and tested, small things no longer shake you. The opinions of others no longer control you. The noise of negativity no longer distracts you. You begin to walk with a different kind of confidence, not arrogance, but quiet assurance. Assurance that no matter what comes your way, you will endure. That assurance itself is power. But staying strong also requires discipline. Discipline to not respond to every insult, to not chase every distraction, to not let your emotions control your destiny. It requires discipline to keep your focus sharp when others are trying to blur it. Discipline to keep showing up for yourself even when the world doesn't acknowledge you. Discipline to choose the harder right over the easier wrong. Strength is not always about the big dramatic moments of survival. Sometimes it's about the small daily choices that no one sees, but that build your foundation of resilience. And when life breaks you down to your knees, remember this. Kneeling is also the position from which you can rise higher. Rock bottom is not the end of the story. It is the place where reinvention begins. Some of the most powerful chapters of your life will be written right after the world tried to convince you that you had nothing left to give. But you do. You always do. There is always more strength inside you than you realize. Staying strong is also about refusing to let your past define your future. Just because you were broken before does not mean you will always be broken. Just because others succeeded in hurting you once does not mean they get to define your entire story. You are allowed to rise from your pain. You are allowed to rebuild. You are allowed to outgrow the version of yourself that others tried to destroy. Do not carry the weight of your old wounds like chains. Let them become wings instead. There will come a day when the very people who tried to break you will have to witness your strength. They will see you standing, thriving, living, succeeding, and they will realize that their attempts were powerless against you. Not because they didn't try hard enough, but because you were unbreakable all along. That moment will not only be your victory, it will be your liberation. Liberation from the belief that anyone else ever had the power to control your destiny. But strength is not only for you, self. It's for the generations that follow you. When you stay strong in the face of adversity, you change the narrative for those who look up to you. You prove that it is possible to survive, to rise, to thrive. You break cycles of fear, of silence, of surrender, and you replace them with courage, resilience, and hope. Your strength becomes a gift that outlives you. There is also an elegance in strength. When you walk through the world knowing that you cannot be broken, you move differently. You no longer seek validation because you know your worth. You no longer chase after people who try to diminish you because you know you deserve better. You no longer crumble at rejection because you know that closed doors are simply redirections. This elegance of strength allows you to live boldly, without apology, without hesitation, without fear. And as you continue to stay strong, something beautiful happens. You stop seeing those who try to break you as enemies. You start seeing them as teachers. They teach you patience. They teach you resilience. They teach you endurance. Every challenge becomes a lesson. Every hardship becomes training. Every attempt to break you becomes another step toward your evolution. In this way, you learn to be grateful even for the people who tried to destroy you. Because without them, you wouldn't have discovered the depth of your own strength. So every time you feel the weight of the world against you, remind yourself you have survived before and you will survive again. You have been doubted before and you have proved them wrong. You have been broken before and you have rebuilt. You have been silenced before and you have found your voice. Nothing they do can take away the power you hold inside. Staying strong when others try to break you is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the fullest version of yourself. It's about embracing your scars, your struggles, your failures, and turning them into fuel. It's about rising from the ashes of every battle and saying, I am I'll here. And in that simple statement lies the greatest strength of all, the strength of survival, the strength of resilience, the strength of a soul that refuses to be broken. So every time you feel the weight of the world against you, remind yourself you have survived before and you will survive again. You have been doubted before and you have proved them wrong. You have been broken before and you have rebuilt. You have been silenced before and you have found your voice. Nothing they do can take away the power you hold inside. When others try to break you, they are not just testing your patience, they are testing the depth of your belief in yourself. The world has a way of pushing people to the edge just to see if they can be bent or broken. But the truth is, strength is never revealed in moments of comfort. It shines brightest in moments of chaos. Every time you stand your ground against negativity, every time you refuse to surrender to fear, every time you choose perseverance over giving up, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than the storm. And storms will come again and again. Some will come in the form of people trying to tear you down. Some will come in the form of circumstances that seem impossible to overcome. Some will come in the form of your own inner battles, where the voice in your head whispers that you are not good enough. But remember this, storms do not last forever. They may rage, they may shake your foundation, but they always pass. And when they do, the one who stands is not the storm, but you. Strength is not about fighting every battle. Sometimes strength is knowing which battles to walk away from. Not every insult deserves your energy. Not every critic deserves your attention. Not every fight deserves your time. Walking away is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is choosing peace over pointless wars, focus over distraction, growth over ego. Strength is not about proving people wrong. It is about proving yourself right. There will be times when you wonder if the pain is worth it, if the struggle has any meaning, if staying strong is really the right choice. In those moments, remind yourself of your vision. Think of the life you want to live, the person you want to become, the legacy you want to leave behind. That vision will give you the strength to endure. The most powerful people in the world are not those who have lived the easiest lives, but those who kept going when every reason to stop was placed in front of them. Strength also requires patience with yourself. Too often, we expect ourselves to heal quickly, to move on instantly, to be unshaken by betrayal, rejection, or failure. But strength does not mean rushing the process. It means allowing yourself the time to heal, the time to rebuild, the time to rediscover your power. Staying strong is not about never breaking. It's about knowing that breaking does not mean the end. It means you are human and that even in your most fragile moments, you are capable of rebuilding. You must also understand that the people who try to break you are not as powerful as they appear. They are often projecting their own fears, their own failures, their own frustrations onto you. When someone tries to dim your light, it is because your light exposes the darkness they carry. When someone tries to drag you down, it is because they cannot rise themselves. Their actions are not reflections of your weakness, but mirrors of their own pain. the strongest thing you can do is to not absorb it. Strength comes from focus. When you stay committed to your journey, when you refuse to be distracted by the noise, when you put your energy into building instead of defending, you become unstoppable. Let your work, your growth, your resilience speak louder than any insult. Words fade, but results endure. And the greatest way to silence those who try to break you is to keep rising, keep succeeding, keep proving that you are untouchable. Sometimes staying strong means standing alone. There will be seasons when no one understands you, when no one supports you, when no one claps for you. And in those moments, loneliness can feel unbearable. But solitude is not your enemy. Solitude is where you discover your own voice, your own power, your own resilience. It is in solitude that you learn you do not need the world's approval to validate your worth. And once you master standing alone, no one can ever truly break you again. There is something profoundly beautiful about scars. They remind you of battles survived, of pain endured, of strength discovered. Scars are not flaws. They are evidence that you have lived, that you have endured, that you have risen above what was meant to destroy you. Wear your scars proudly, because they tell the story of someone who could not be broken. And remember, every setback you experience, every time someone tries to bring you down, is not a dead end. It is a redirection. Life has a way of closing doors that are not meant for you, even when you desperately want them open. Staying strong is trusting that closed doors are not rejection, but protection. It is believing that every delay is preparing you for something greater than what you imagined. Strength is not just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about using the pain as fuel, the rejection as motivation, the betrayal as wisdom. It's about turning every attempt to break you into a stepping stone for growth. You are not meant to simply endure life. You are meant to rise above it, to shine through it, to inspire others with the way you walk through fire and come out brighter. Every attempt to break you is proof that you are rising. No one tries to pull down those who are beneath them. The fact that others try to dim your light means your light is shining